right? So every 10, 15
Yeah.
years, something new will come and they will get the free pass, right? The pass will be for 15 years. Go expand, change the world, figure out how the pattern changes, the consumer usage changes. And then when you have enough consumers in the bucket, then try to optimize, right?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of E-Commerce Speaks with ROI Hunter. Today, I have the pleasure of hosting Hitesh Malhotra, Head of Marketing at 6th Street, which is part of Apparel Group. Hitesh, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you. Pleasure is all mine. I hope
I,
you're having a good weekend.
I'm having a good start of the weekend. Yeah, we're about to get into that, which is
Yeah.
nice. Just to get started, could you tell me a little bit more about yourself, your company, and what you do there?
Yep. I've been a marketer for now nearly 18 years of my life, largely in fast-moving omni-channel retail,
Hmm.
ranging from Make My Trip, which was into travel, then to Nika, which was into beauty, which had a splendid IPO, Lenskart, which was more into opticals. Then I had innings with a company called BitOasis, which is into Web3 crypto trading. And now I am with Sixth Street, which is basically an omni-channel retail, primarily online under Apparel Group, where we sell fashion, everything from bags to shoes to sneakers to clothes. One of the dominant player in the region, and we have footprints across UAE, Saudi, GCC, and it's great to be under the Apparel umbrella.
And in your role there as head of marketing, what are some of the things that you're responsible for? Like, if you could just walk us through a day in the office.
So, I wear multiple hats. Usually, I like to control both the left and right brain functions under marketing.
Hmm.
So, I take care of performance, I take care of brand, I take care of creative, which is now integrated into marketing. It used to be a separate team. I take care of CRM, which is responsible for customer retention and loyalty. And last but not the least, I take care of affiliates and influencer, which is the heart and soul of GCC.
Oh yeah,
So, as I said, that's multiple hats within marketing, primarily led by performance and digital and influencer and affiliates. But yes, multiple roles.
yeah, that is a lot of different hats. That's a bunch of different areas to take care of. So yeah, so you said performance and then influencer marketing are the big ones for you guys over there right now.
They are the biggest for the region, right? So, how the
Yep.
region operates is that typically most of the retailers that are into fashion, beauty, or any form of fast moving goods would usually have anything between 25 to 40% business coming in from affiliate and influencers. Plays a massive part in this part of the world. And then followed by the traditional performance marketing channels, Meta, Google,
Hmm.
TikTok, Snap, and then followed by the CRM, which is the inbound marketing retention, that is largely driven by data science and customer lifetime value and passing different promotions based on the lifetime value to retain them.
Sure. I know one of my biggest challenges with marketing is attributing success for all the different things we do. I'm curious with influencer marketing, how are you guys measuring the success of those kind of programs?
Fortunately, in this part of the world, the influencer marketing has a slightly similar affiliate kind of model where you allocate certain coupon codes, and basis the coupon codes redemption, you generate invoices and you pay them on net. That is net of returns. Doesn't work across in all the regions because a lot of influencers don't want to get into cost per order marketing. They prefer that you partner for content, and there's not too much of an accountability in terms of order. But the
Hmm.
way it is set up over here is that it works like an affiliate stream where we kind of do both. The heart and soul obviously is the cost per order marketing, which is in line with affiliate. But on top of that, we do work with influencers on the content partnerships, be it the collaboration on Reels, be it the collaboration on TikTok,
Hmm.
where we post together, we give it a boost through different kind of ad formats, and we also partner with giveaways and unboxing videos. So it's a mixed bag, but essentially the relationship is based more like an affiliate stream, and then there is plus plus on top of it. So I think we are lucky. A lot of people are not able to establish those kind of ground rules with majority of the influencers. So I think that baseline kind of really helps us to develop in relationships further. As our business grows, the influencers are also able to make more money. They can pass on more orders. So we've kind of grown together in this ecosystem. And by the virtue of that, we do get access to some outstanding content and video creation by some of these very big influencers in the region.
That's really interesting to learn. Yeah, that there's so much cohesion there between joining the influencers and the affiliate marketing. It sounds like a lot of crossover with
Yeah.
it. I speaking of crossover, one thing I was wondering is, as head of marketing, is how much collaboration you tend to have with other departments in the company, like merchandising or other commercial departments.
Merchandising team and data team, product marketing team, we're literally like brothers in arms because it's impossible to operate solo without, not being on the neck for like maybe 6 hours or 8 hours a day out of
Definitely.
the, entire 19 hours you have at work, because any one wheel of the car drops off, the whole car will kind of come into full stoppage, right? So these wheels of merchandising, commercials, which kind of goes along with merchandising,
Hmm.
data and technology and marketing, they have to work like a four-wheel drive car. Um, just to give you an example, if the products are not there, the merchandising team has not got the right brands in, no matter whatever traffic you get,
Hmm.
you'll not get the conversion. If the commercials are doing, the pricing is not right or the sizes are not available, you don't get conversion. If they have all the right prices, if they have all the right brands, if the traffic is not there, again, you don't get the business. And the fourth and last part is that if the pages are not loading well, if the codes are not working fine, if there is any drop off in terms of within in-app events, then obviously the technology team is not able to help. Then again, the car comes to a full stoppage. So I think on a daily basis, the amount of collaboration needed between these departments to make the car run is like extremely important. I think 9 out of 10 organizations in omni-channel retail who do not survive is because maybe the heads don't get along, or the heads get along but the middle management doesn't get along. In
Yep.
our case, as we joke amongst ourselves that we'll be happy if the middle management gets along and they bash us in their conversation and gossips, because that means that they're getting together and they're kind of working together, right? So
Coming
we
together
kind of
against.
encourage that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's fine if they come together and they're against us. That's fine. We need to get stuff done, but I think this collaboration is extremely important, like four wheels of a car.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's a correct and refreshing attitude toward collaboration, because I think so many companies suffer when they operate in these different silos where the teams kind of do their
Yeah,
own thing and kind of a little bit
yeah,
communication. How are you able
yeah.
to foster that sort of collaboration so closely? Is it like a regular daily meeting, or what sort of strategies do you use?
The best thing is we have not formalized a meeting system. We kind of keep, I would say, walking around and catching each other up at every nook and corner in the office
Okay.
to ensure that our work is done. So we don't really have to formalize meetings to get hold of each other. That's a good part. It's like a small family. It's not a very big workplace. The size is nominal, so we can catch hold of each other either at the pantry or in one of the meeting rooms and just get the stuff done. I think that's one part, and the other part is we don't let the ego come into picture, right? So many times you would see, that there are, a lot of conflicts. There are differences of ideas. There are a lot of different tantrums. There are different temperaments. In the end, everybody wants to achieve, good revenue. Everybody wants to achieve great customer experience.
Hmm.
So as long as we understand that all of us are working towards one goal, no matter the path to that goal could be different, it helps us cut down the ego. Otherwise, in earlier part of my career, maybe when I was in late 20s or early 30s,
Hmm.
I would usually get a little stuck up with things not going my way in a large management meeting. But right now, I'm used to this fact that you win some, you lose some. In the end, the organization should do well, right? There are a lot of decisions which can go your way, or maybe they won't go your way. But if something is being taken in your direction, it needs to be supported, whether I like it or not. If there is, a thumbs up from my side,
Hmm.
irrespective personally, if I like the decision or not, I will go full swing supporting it. And I think it's a similar, setup. It's a similar attitude from the other leaders as well. That really matters. Unfortunately, we are in a setup where we are all similar age group, similar life stage, and we don't let this ego part come into picture. That's, I think, most important.
So putting the decisions, putting the company first,
Yeah,
and letting personal egos take a back
yeah,
seat.
yeah, yeah,
Hitesh, one thing that I've really been interested in talking with all of our guests about is how they like to stay informed on the industry. Because I know in the past it was a lot of articles, ebooks. Now people are gravitating more toward LinkedIn, podcasts. How do you like to stay up to date on everything that's happening?
If you really want to be successful, you got to become a little bit nerd and dork like Elon Musk, right? That is in today's world the best way to be successful and stay successful. That means you need to get your hands dirty, and
Mm.
don't let that nerd in you die, who started career figuring out things when things were not going their way, right?
Hmm.
So if we all take our lives 15, 20 years back, things were not easy because there was a transition that was happening from traditional businesses to more, I would say, digital led businesses or technology led businesses. And those were the years when we struggled our way out to understand and learn the new sciences and get used to it, and then maybe mentor and train others. The rule pretty much remains the same today, right? So the passion that I had, maybe 18 or 20 years back, to learn the new modules that have come, say, in Google marketing or Facebook marketing, having to set it up myself and check it out, talk about it excitingly to my friends and to my family. Did you know what? Today this feature is launched, and I opened the dashboard. I tried running one of the campaigns on my own. I did the setup, and it was very exciting. I think that kind of keeps the fire burning. No amount of podcast or books or any subscriptions can actually get you closer to that experience.
That's
You
fair.
have to do it yourself. Same with generative AI, right?
Yeah.
If I am not excited about putting the prompts in on GPT stores to get different experiments done, then there's no way I can talk about it. I shouldn't be talking about it. And I think this is my personal inspiration from, I would say, somebody like an Elon Musk, that he's sitting on top of the world, but the passion that he carries towards that rocket engine or towards that the Tesla autonomous drive is so personal that you almost feel that you're talking to an employee first rather than the
Mhm.
the promoter or the founder of the company. And I think that's the spirit we all need to keep, right? We should not take our positions, our salaries, designation seriously. I don't think so.
Sure. So you're saying just when you're trying to learn about something else, you'll go in, get your hands dirty. If you're trying to figure out what the newest thing is with Google Performance Max or ASC Plus, you're
Yeah.
going to go in, set the campaigns up yourself, figure out the nitty gritty rather than just reading about it or hearing about it from somebody else.
Otherwise, you'll kind of become the joke of the town because your team members would know that you're not hands-on.
Yeah.
So either they would be able to get away with something which is not 100% optimum, or they would probably have their inside jokes that this guy doesn't understand. He's just been reading stuff and talking about it. The
Yeah.
beauty is to know everything that you do, plus also know what your team members need to do. And as I said, that the only way to figure that out is do not take your salary or designation seriously.
Yeah. Be the
That's the only way to
general
do it,
leading
right?
from the front.
These are just supplementary add-ons that you got in life, and you got lucky. Destiny was on your side, karma was on your side. But just don't forget who you really are as a person inside. So stay that boxer, stay that fighter that you're born with, right? To reach where you've reached today. Don't let that go.
I fully agree. I think that's a great philosophy on it. I One topic I wanted to get into with you
Yeah.
is another thing that I've talked with a lot of our clients and other guests on the podcast about. Uh, with the state of the economy as it is right now, there's been a renewed focus on profitability, whereas
Yeah.
before it was more of a growth mindset. I just wanted to get what your thoughts were on this and what you've experienced with your company and other companies you've worked at in terms of focusing on growth or on profit.
Every industry gets a leeway of a decade or more
Hmm.
to get growth at any cost, right? And then I would not use the word sunset, but towards a mature stage in that graph, in that cycle, they are expected to be profitable or at least operate at optimum costs. The same cycle we have been seeing with my previous generation when the dot com bubble happened, and everybody almost had a website, and they wanted to kind of make it big either on the coding part, or they wanted to make it big on the analytics part. Data science is actually a concept that came right now, but I would say data mining part. I remember when I was young, I had cousins who were getting like seven-figure salaries for just doing basic SQL queries,
Wow.
right? So in those days, getting a job in an IT company and working as an SQL analyst was like a seven-figure salary,
Wow.
right? And then there was a little bit of a standardization in that industry, where the salaries became more I would say, standardized.
Mhm.
The profitability or the aim to optimization increased, right? And then came our time, which was the e-commerce engine, where the commandment was growth at any cost, acquire users, get people used to buying online, the ones who have been buying offline. And this, I was lucky to see a very good 15 years run where you could get away with kind of murder in the name of acquisition
Sure.
and acquire users. It may not look very beautiful on the balance sheet or the P&L statement, but it would look great on the top line. I feel the world post 2020 is not looking at this industry as the sunshine industry of next decade. So we have come into the scanner where we need to now operate like how the IT companies have started operating in the early 2000s, right?
Mm.
And become more cost efficient and focus on profitability. And now the sleeve has gone to the AI industries, right? So all the generative AI companies or AI-led businesses, they can get away
Growing.
with murder for the next 10 years. They can do whatever they want, right? There was 3 years in the middle, which I also wanted to be a part of, which is the Web3 crypto conundrum,
Yep.
where there was this big promise coming from that part of the world as well. I still feel that blockchain is here to stay, but something else came into the picture, which is the AI, both the data as well as generative. I feel that the AI folks will get a free pass for about 10 years more,
Yep.
and in those 10 years, I think our industry will have to optimize itself and get lean more towards a cost efficient structure, while the new wave can afford to be a little more expensive. So it's a cycle, right? So every 10 15
Yeah.
years, something new will come and they will get the free pass, right? The pass will be for 15 years. Go expand, change the world, figure out how the pattern changes, the consumer usage changes, and then when you have enough consumers in the bucket, then try to optimize, right? So it keeps going like that.
That's honestly, I mean, that's such a great way to look at it. It makes me think of the quote, the history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes, which
Yeah.
sounds like the same kind of cycle. You're right. Generative AI is in that stage right now where they're just going to keep growing. They can do whatever. And e-commerce is starting
And
to
VCs
mature.
are kind of sitting with their bank balances and checkbook open that come and take my money, but do something
Yeah.
in generative AI or deep science or deep data science. So it happens, right? The same
Yeah.
cycle e-commerce has gone through that in the last 15 years, I would say.
Well, Hitesh, the last thing that I wanted to ask you is just if there was any generalized advice that you would like to give to any of the retailers that are listening right now.
Um, the thing is that the retailers are smarter than what I would assume to get my generalized advice. So I would rather give a specific advice
Sure,
here.
any specific
Uh,
advice is appreciated.
yeah, I think the specific advice is that there's a fundamental shift of core consumer generation,
Hmm.
right? So when we were growing up, baby boomers, largely our parents, were the decision maker when it comes to spending, right? Which is very frugal spending, and spending on luxury or non-essential items were looked at as something which is do only when you have enough on your plate, and enough on your wallet to spend, right? Then growing up we learned those those important values, and then came our generation, which is millennials, where we said, okay, I don't mind taking that business class ticket, but I still want to invest in stock markets. I still want to plan for my retirement, right?
Yeah.
So there's a bit of both, right? Going ahead, now the highest spenders will be Generation Z. The Gen Z is not a generation that is planning for the future or thinking about what they're going to do in retirement, right? For them, the reality is now. So they're not bounded by cost saving, cost cuttings, or putting some money aside so that they can use it later on, or go to an office every day from 9 to 6,
Hmm.
operate from one workplace. So they don't conform to these identities, right? They conform to effectiveness of working from anywhere and spending anything that they want at that moment, no matter how expensive, no matter how cheap it is. At the same time, with a lot of focus on sustainability. So I think these three factors: the disposable income of the largest spender going ahead, the flexibility or the freedom of choice, and the sustainability factor would be very important. That will decide the success and failure of new retailers. The faster we realize which audience segment is going to become biggest, the
Mhm.
better we will be positioned to do our businesses.
Well, Hitesh, thank you so much for your insights on this. Yeah, you've given me a lot to think about this episode. And again, thank you so much for joining us today on the podcast.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful chatting with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You as well.